All right, we are back Thursday, October 15th, halfway through the month. And it was an interesting day today in the market. Small caps continue to make some good moves. They've been pretty hot, not crazy hot, like 3, 4, 500%, but they're putting in solid gains. And right now it's 3:33 East Coast time. And let's check out some of these top movers right now. Staff. Saw this coming up yesterday after hours. See this move, kept moving. Lows kept getting higher. So every time this spiked up, came back, spiked up, came back. And then here's my line. It's today's open line. It's yesterday's close. So you can see right here, what is this line here? About 137. Look how many times it touched here. Here, bounced up again, touched again on that wick. So on the 5-minute, you see right here, this 150 line. And then what do you see here? The 1320 start to ride up right here. See right here, it did it very briefly, but then it came back down. So made a move, and remember I said your ascending triangle, so you got closer. See this 13 EMA, this didn't do this here. This didn't ride up. Excuse me, it rode up right here. And there's your 175 line, right at 9. From the big shooting star wick, came back, touched 2, and then took off again to a high of 334. So, all these pennies, like I said, under 10, 150 line, 175 line, 2 line, 225 line, 3, 325. Go by lines here. They'll fall in between sometimes, but that's how you have it there. So this was clean 10-minute. Once you start to get 5-minute, excuse me. Once you start to get roll up here, and look at this right here. You saw the wicks here. So you can take your shot down here. Because once you see this too, if you're playing the break of 175, depending on your stop, 150, in between, however you play it, maybe 163. And it's really took off, exploded up. So 150, it's a $1.50 gain. It's great for a penny stock. And I call this the pyramid play. There's a lot today to form this pyramid play. So you have front side up, starts to make its move, started slowly going up here, then explodes up right near the open. And then, here's your top. There's your shooting star wick. Came all the way down, faded. So front side, back side. That's a pyramid. There you get front side of pyramid, back side. That's why I call it the pyramid play. And look at the back side. This one way down. Look in the daily chart. Look at this wick. This wick is a shooting star wick all the way up. 150 million today. And let me see what's the news today on this. Looking into staffing 360 solutions, return on capital employed, blah, blah, blah. Is there news in this? I'm looking for the news. What was the news? Blah, 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 blah. I don't see anything here. They're not. Staffing, United Kingdom, commercial, what was it? Contractors, I don't know. There could have been news here. Usually they'll have news. So it's not really saying that. I don't see that on Trade Ideas or FinBiz. It's possible there was news. It's just, I don't know. They're not showing it. Sometimes they don't pick it up. Good news source too is like Benziga Pro. There's a few of them that cost a lot of money. If you can get that. So, here we go again. So this is the move up and then move down. Now the 10-minute, the 10-minute right here. 10-minute will clean it out even more. So I don't like to go above the 10. I say 5 to 10, getting in. And then right here, 150. See this? And then we start to climb up. We didn't climb up here. See this? The 13 may start to climb up. So you can tell that support here. your support, and you're very far away from these moving averages. That's why there's a shooting star wick right here and here. So you can see that, then it faded down. So don't get out by this, your 13 EMA. When you go up here and then come back, that's a big run between here. So you want to get out before it. You have to recognize the pattern before that. So that's the pyramid play. Front side, back side. If there's no news on this, you got to be careful. So definitely, we've had that before, no news and all kinds of weird plays. But if the pattern works, it works. Just keep your stop tight. So the daily chart on this, you can see this is garbage. They did a reverse split twice, reverse split. Really exploded it up today. And the reason too, some of the, this is a low float. I got like 6.69 million on trade ideas, and I think Warrior Trader was in on this. He has so many followers, and they're going to jump in. They're going to pump this stock up, and then it fades. So there's the big wick. So it's not that complicated. It's more of your risk reward, where you're getting in at, like which your player, you're a short player, wait for this to go up, then down, or you in before. So, and on the 3 minute right here, I don't go below 3 minute no more. Certain circumstances I will. If the stocks are like, I've seen some stocks like move like 10 to 30, and then 1 minute's like taking up like $1-2 gains. So you can see you get in between that line. So on this, I don't like to go below the 3 minute. So here, then we went up, then we went up. There's your ascending triangle right there. Good support here. So you see the support. See right here, didn't really hold, went below a little bit, and then this started to climb up. Very good support here, and then we climbed up. So that is that on staff. Another shooting star wick. And these wicks you see all the time, like this. They come all the way up, then come back. They never hold. Well, most of the time they don't hold. Sometimes they'll run these small caps. They'll be a few days, but majority, that's the MO. Because people get in, get out. They're low floats. You don't hold these. They're not investments. All right, HGSH, China real estate. Quick move over 115. Really exploded up. Not a bad move for a China play. You got to be careful, but it was a decent gainer. HBP. Yeah, it's kind of choppy. I don't like to see these massive candles like just bouncing back and forth. LYL. Nice dip buy-in. Not the greatest of gainers, but. And here's SPI. This is another pyramid play. So right here we have over 9, all the way up to 14. They came all the way back to 9. So they brought it right back to, well, this was like the first breakout point, 982, but from this, when it broke out, that was the 9 line. So they brought it right back. So another pyramid play here. This one is a little earlier, 7 a.m. Pure momentum. You go line to line here. If you do an in-between line, it's super tight. You can't use that. I mean, you can use it to look at it, but I don't know how, because it's going to break through all the lines. And a $1 line, that's probably too huge, so I would go in between. That's just me, 50-cent line. So right up here, this shot all the way up and back down. And then, 950, that's not a bad line. You have your support at 9. This go lower size too, because this does come all the way back, then you're not hit. And you have that support here. See the 13 EMA going up? Going up. I think these are all misprints. I hate that. They do this on TC2000. They do it on trade ideas. I don't know why they have to misprint it in the morning. See this? And I don't think the wicks went all the way through there. It's crazy. All right, so this went up. And it came back down to like that 11 line. Then back to 14, and you see it try to bounce, then hold, down, every. Then we crossed over to the short side. So another pyramid, up, down. Your front side most of the time is pre-market. So just get up earlier. You play the back side. You probably don't have to wait You probably have to get up early to trade that if you don't want, because they're all backside. They're going to wait till the afternoon for the most part. Yeah, some of these will go, like this. That's when the market's hot. They will go for a few days. So, it depends. So, all right, here's a 10-minute. Right here over 9, 13, and came way back down. So the 10-minute was even cleaner here. Once you saw this and see a touch, and look where your support is. Your support's right here at 832, or a little below, and your 13 EMA crossing. That's why 13 EMA, 20 EMA, they're the best things to use. And I say 9. If you want to use the 9 too, the 9 will keep this tighter. Like if I put a 9 on here, moving average. Watch when I make this a 9. See how the 9, this is exponential 9, this yellow line. If you want to make it even tighter, there's the 9. Makes it extremely tight. And that's good for day trading. You want to have that indicator that's extremely tight. Just it's a little bit different between 9 and 13. 13, I just want to bring that a little wider. So, however you use it, it's not going to change much. But so there it is on the 10-minute right there, back and forth. Put in your little quarter line there. So came back right to the 13 EMA, right at 850. Bounced up, bounced up. Look at this. You're way away from your 1320 EMA, and eventually we faded. So another pyramid play where these don't hold. This is going straight up, momentum straight down. The market is not strong right now. It's very choppy. When the market's hot, even small caps will pick that up too. So the market is, I would say, affecting small caps, even though they run on their own. But so, I like this 10-minute. That was nice here. Came big move up here on this candle. 4:40 a.m. extremely early, and sideways, and then off we go. So an SPI was the former runner. Look at this wick. This wick is 347 million. That was back in September. And then it moved up again. Usually they won't move. They'll probably go down after a wick like this, but that's what you never know. You never really know. And then this came down, and like I said, look where support is. 20 EMA in the daily, right at that 5 level. It hovered around. Had good volume. 10 million is this going, and today they pushed up again. Was there news on this? SPI energy surges again on electric pickup, logistic vehicle, manufacturing deal. So yeah, it was good news. This is an electric vehicle space. Operates project of cell electrical EV charging solutions. Operates Greece, United States, Japan, Germany, United Kingdom. Headquarters in Hong Kong. So, it was legitimate news on electrical vehicles have been hot. So, this is the move here. And that's why trading is not complicated. The most frustrating part of trading is everything outside of trading. Trading, you hit a button like this. You hit a button. Like, see this cross come up? You hit a button, it's a buy or a sell. Either you're going to win or lose, or, maybe go flat. So everything else is psychology and trading. Your life, your outside life, the world, the news. You have to, disassociate yourself with almost everything, because there's so much negativity in the world, and it creeps in your brain, relationships, your family. That's the toughest part. Anyone can hit a button. Anyone can see this, and you take your shot. It's not that complicated. So go back to the 10-minute here. 850 has a nice setup here. Some setups are better than others. You can see this move up. So you have pre-market, high of the day right there, and then sideways, then we take off. So very nice move there. And this float again is a low float. you know, 8 million, anything under 10 million is really low. And then anything under 5, you get lower. Then under $1 million is like a nano float. FRSX, see this? This is way choppy. You want to stay out of the chop. Duncan Financial Holdings, DXF. What is this? Putting goodbye in. This is strange. Not great volume there. FAMI. This spike before. It's like in February, June, August. And look at the spikes of this. So many spikes. When you see small caps, you'll see these spikes over and over again. Tons of spikes. There's CARS. And sort of worked its way up. Orgo. This moved yesterday and came back, couldn't hold. See, this didn't hold. Came back again. Not really great volume. And PEI, Pennsylvania Real Estate Investment Trust. This happened later. News came out. And then this is a total slide. Look at this down. This doesn't hold. Each time it bounces nothing. So right here, look at that total bearish candle, and they brought it all the way back. GameStop. Everyone's been on GameStop, a lot of traders. This is a big short interest, and this is this rocketing up. This was at 4, it's at 13. Great upward momentum here. We'll probably draw a line here too now. Draw this up. See this, we're in a channel. Channel is up. And you know, right here, a lot of these higher stocks like GameStop is a more, where's this at? GameStop. Trying to find it on my list. 37 million today. Float is about 48 million. Yeah, this is $1 billion. They do like $1 billion in sales, 5.6, 895 million in market cap. GameStop's partnership with Microsoft still doesn't solve its biggest problem. Surges on hedge fund stake. Analyst downgrade. So there's a lot going on with this stock today. But you know, the move up here, and then there's your high of the day. When you look at a chart, that's why you don't have to jump in right away. You see this, oh, I got to jump in. Small caps, maybe. If you're getting in here, you can see the momentum. You got to be careful with that, though. But that's how they run, a lot of momentum. You know, on these stocks, we get a pullback. See, this is all day. This didn't fade down like a small cap. So you have basically 1325. Then we come back, sideways. Really held this 1250, then 1275. Look at this, take off, dip until later it came back a little bit further. But you can see this on a 10-minute. Look at the 10-minute, a 1320 EMA hold right here. The 10-minute has been solid. 10-minute works great. 15 you'll push it a little further too far out, but 10 minutes right in between. You can see where this move's going. And this was a great long. PGEM, not a bad long right here, 490 all the way up to 550. And then DM, Nano Dimension. You know, this was down there, 150, took off to 450 on the daily. It's a really, really solid game. ARWR. It came from pre-market all the way down. Usually they won't hold. This did a good bounce though. This one from 46.50 to 50.50. Then it's finally fading late here. So that's a great run up. Yeah, on these it's hard to say. Yeah, this isn't much volume at all. It's like nothing. So you can't get in there. You have to wait and see. That's sort of a cross. See it coming up. You see it trying to get up here. And, you know, this 47 line wasn't bad. And then once it gets above these 1320 EMA, it's not bad there. 47.50 either. Craig. NHF, Next Point Credit Fund. That's weird. EIGR, Eiger Biopharmaceutical. Well, this came all the way down to 925, and not a bad little gainer there. UAVS, this is a former spiker. Remember this back in May, and then it broke out of this ascending triangle, 150 all the way up to 350. Now it's been in like a, it's not like a true flag, but it sort of looks like it, and it's trying to break back up. Yeah, I remember this stock. This has been around forever. Look at these spikes back in 2017, 18. Spiking, tons of spikes. Yeah, this is pretty low float. MTC. Yeah, here's another one. This was at 4:40 a.m. This is another slid down. And then on these, if it keeps sliding, you got to wait for confirmation. And it's sort of wrapped around right at 10 a.m. You can see it's starting to go up now. Draw your line. Got right above, and there's 135. Got all the way to 205. So it's not a bad shot here, 135, because you see this sort of like here, support here, 125, because that was the last move down. And it broke out of this trend line. That's why I draw your trend lines. Do a few things when you're trading. You know, draw a trend line, watch your EMAs, and see the direction of the movement. This is finally starting to try to move up there, and it's a really good long. And volume today, 38 million, putting this bearish spike at the 2. And you can see in the daily chart, look at it, spiked in June, down. June went up again this year, spiked down. It's like a big descending triangle. SNMP. It just came back down. This was that major move it had. WTRE. TBIO, AVXL. This was a slide down. My mouse froze. Where's my mouse? There it is. So on this too, this is a tougher one. When you see this line down here, and it, see it climbing a little bit, very tough to pick up. This candle is a very quick move. UNFI, United Natural Foods, 1825, 1850. Look at a straight line up. And then there's your shooting star wick, and it came back down. That's pretty easy to read, right? I mean, it's the 5 and up. There's your bearish candle down. Very simple if you can get an earlier than that. That's the hardest part, though. No one's actually watching that stock, pretty much. Rappel, REPL is another. This is back-to-back days for this. And then a list here. GRA. Wow, this was a mover. 43.50 to 47.50. Not the greatest volume, 1.4 million, but it was enough here. OPTT. It's caught between now this 2 and it looks like this 250 line, back and forth. What do they want to do with it? Spike it up again or drop it? Looks like this is going to spike again. How's that look? GLNG, Golar Limited. There's your move up and then drop. And this was a nice long setup for a swing. You know, swings aren't easy. It depends on the stock. You know, some will move very fast up, some will move slower up. You know, right here to 6 is very oversold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red candles. Here's your first green, and then it starts to take off. So you take your shot on these. when it gets down this low, that the bias is to the long side, because the shorts already, they made their move. How are you going to keep shorting it? It's, you know, very dangerous to short there. And this is what happened. This took off over $1 gain. True. EEKE. Wow, this is 35 to about 70, recent IPO. This has been a crazy long. See that? See that energy? This one all the way 325 to 385. LMFA funding is filled that gap. Remember I said this is like, this is going to go and fill this $1 roll. It did. They pushed it back. Now it's still up. You know, you might get another spike in this. Here's Zoom. Zoom's 500 because everyone works from home now. The coronavirus, ridiculous scare. It's just so absurd, everything. It's like, it's going on 7 months now. They put the fear into everyone, like you're gonna die from getting coronavirus. It's not true. Yeah, most people that have died too, like 200,000, over 300 million people in America had overweight, health problems, diabetes, all kinds of issues, most of them. Very rarely was a healthy person just died. Look at Trump, overweight, very old. You know, he got it, he's back in office. So doesn't that say something? He's back in office and he's older, he didn't die. Like, why isn't everything open up then? Why are people still losing jobs? Everything should be open to a certain capacity, at least. And it doesn't make sense. It's another thing. It's destroyed the middle class of America. You know, people working hard. It's pretty much a disgrace. And then there's been no stimulus. You got one check, pretty much. It's pretty stupid. But anyway, so look at Zoom. This thing was at 100, it's at 500. Pretty crazy run. Weight Watchers, this was another great long swing if you caught it. All the way down here, October. This one, just draw your line. Right there above 19. You got the 25, look at that. Low to high stochastics. That's how I play it. CCI is another good indicator. Not as good money flow. RSI for, you know, this picks up quicker moves for me, so that's why I use it. It's been the best one, I would say. All right, so that's through the list. And the market is over. The market was down, I think, pretty big. It was a few hundred at one point. So the Dow Jones minus 1842, S&P minus 437, NASDAQ minus 5486. Small caps were up 961. VIX 2695 plus 2.8%, 2.08%. Commodities, gold 1912, silver 2441, crude 4102. So crude's been in this like 35, 42 range. So let's take a look at the SPI. And there it is. See right here, we have the crossover. It's negative right now. And that's a hollow candle. So usually in a red candle like this, we bounce up. So is there more downside to this? It's tough to say. Today they brought it back. 4 hours showing. There's the 4 hour. See, the 4 hours trying to cross over again. Holding up at the 20. 2 hours or 1 hour. So is this a little small pull? This is a bigger, is this a small pullback? Then we're going back up? It's tough to say here. A lot of bad things in the market. No stimulus. Unemployment is still very high. Cases all over the world are increasing. The election coming up. There's a lot of turmoil. I would love this to drop right through here to this trend line again. Higher right here, but maybe that 330, 335 range. Very tough to get long here, and you know, short too is kind of tough, but we are at this peak and we need to come back down. So Dow Jones, you know, same thing, running through these moving averages. NASDAQ, that's a big candle here, and this is trying to come back a little bit too. So a very choppy action. We don't have a big drop or anything like that, but and here's the VIX. The VIX was very high up today, came way back down, gets stuck on this 100 day. We're still in between the 100, 250 day, back and forth. So back and forth we go in this. The weekly, we became elevated now. We're still trying to go up here. 4 hour. 4 hour we're going up. Last time we went up was October and we touched 80. We did that in September. You know, I think we're going back up there. So UVXY. It has finally pushed up, filled the candle, but they pushed it back down. See in the 5 minute, very sharp move, but then they pushed it down pretty hard. So here's a cleaner chart. So today's gainers, though, the list, a lot of pennies again. You have like 1, 9, 10. Yeah, down the list, a few higher, like 30, 40, 28. So, you know, pennies are leading the way. They're not super strong, but you're getting some moves, but there's fast moves. You don't want to stick around in some of these moves. So that's the market we're in, because it's very uncertain, the market. We're just all over the place. STAL. And here's STAL. Like I said, remember this is oversold. 3 days now. It's a hollow candle. Usually it's pretty bearish. Now do we go back up here and test, or you know, slower move up? We'll see here. Yeah, if there's no good news, I wouldn't see why this wouldn't keep going. Is this a bigger move like September? Hasn't had a really move September. It did in July a little bit and May, so we have to keep that in mind. SPXS, same thing. These are all going to look like the same chart. SQQQ, TZA. And for some reason, small caps were plus today. So this came all the way back. I mean, this got smoked. This was trying to move up pre-market and came all the way back. And you can see here, this is still way below 20. So small caps are very extended. And there's fast too. Just put in a big move to 14, then they pushed it all the way back. The financials, look at that. All the way back down. But this just crossed over. So to me, it seems like a fake out. It doesn't matter that candle. When you're this crossed over, I believe it's a fake out. So we'll see how that plays out. Stocks. Yeah, this is trying to break up. ERY. Just trying to go up. All right, UDAL. Now this is out of the wedge. That's a big bullish candle there. So is it a fake? Is this you know, is this a reversal? Because we had 2 down days. We're in a downtrend right now, it looks like a little bit. See SPI out, this is crossed over. This is completely negative still. When you have your red over your white, to me that's a fake out, man. See, I have a net change. Now that's a green candle. If you use open close, and color based and fill based, that'll be green. But I use net change. Yeah, net change is, I forget again. Open close is just from the open and close, I think, of yesterday. Net change is the result from previous hours or something. I'm not sure exactly, but so you can see that right there, SPXL. The Qs, this is back in here. Just trying to cross negative a little bit. TNA. And this is extremely bullish today. It's like amazing. Why are these small caps this bullish? Put in here 2 red days. This really took off. Unbelievable. Rated this 36.50. And then draw your line. This took off. All the way to 39. So it's very confusing because the Dow and S&P and NASDAQ are showing negative, but what's with the small caps? Unless we're going to go negative tomorrow, some weird reversal. It is negative right here, but it's very high up on stochastic level. FAS, yeah, this reversed really hard too, but it's still negative. Soxel. It's a bearish candle. Now here's DFIN. You had the 1 spike in July. You pretty much draw your line at like 14.50. It's just doing nothing really. DIN. Just trying to cross back up. There's Nail. It's been a great tear since April. Look at this. It's very overbought. So, confusing signals. Looks like the market's trying to head back down now. Some bounces today. Small caps are really bounced hard for some reason. And, the bearish ETFs are they're very oversold still, so they might try to bounce up even further. We get more bad news, the stock market's going lower. And I think it looks like a double top. So it got close here. So what's it going to do here? It's very odd right now. It's going to come back, can't just bounce it up and then come back down again, or it's just going to go here. It's at least this trend line now. So we'll see. It's too many things are up in the air. It's not good for actually trading either, because moves like this, and then this, they're great for longs. This is great short, right long. Now what are we doing here? That's why it looks like being in a short position, but anytime we're up here, unless we're going this way, we're still trying to come down right here through this green line, the 80. So we'll see how that plays out. Some other plays, OSTK coming back in here, this wedge. Here's RAD. RAD came back. Nice bullish day, trying to cross up now. Very oversold still, potential. That's why these swings aren't going to work if the market is not really strong. See, Groupon's is coming down. Stochastics are very chopping out, very slowly going up. So here's top. Top, like I said, I thought this was going here and it would bounce unless it goes straight back down. We had divergence, came up, and there it is. See those draw this line, it touched it and bounced up. So here, move up, bounce down, and this should break above 24. To me, that would be the next move, because it looks like almost like a double bottom. Didn't get back down here, but that was a nice long. Looking for other charts here. PDD, right out of the wedge, came up, crossed over negative here, but this is holding this 80. There's D now. Now this looks like it wants to do this. So you might want to turn up. I don't think we're going back down there. I think oil's time is going to move up a little bit. There's CNK still in this wedge here. And pretty much flat. PRTY. this trend line. It's hugging this trend line. Made a move here. Looks like it wants to cross negative. So this 250 line is important. Look at this. Bounced a little bit, so that's an important line. All right, some other plays. Like the cyclicals, Carnival. Yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row negative now. Look at this, straight down. This came down very fast. Now, you know, on this trend line, see this slightly higher. And then it did come back to this line, but the whole move's been very slowly higher. The overall lows, see this, they're getting higher and higher, but such a slow moving pace here. So, you know, is this going to come back to this line? That would be 11.19. That's what I would look for, because even on this, well, this came back, you know, came back to almost equal that line. So anything below that would be really strange there. And this is turning into almost a good buy soon. See, in the 4 hour, we already crossed over positive, but we did that before. See this? It kept going lower. So you got to be careful with that. 2 hour. Actually, just turned positive there. My screen change or something? Maybe after hours here, but it's still straight down. See, the 4 hour is good longer term, and the daily, because the daily is the king right here. If you're, yeah, wait for that crossover. Because look, every time you play down here, buy, 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 and buy. And this will be a buy too. RCL, yeah, this is straight down too. CCL. There's CCL. See this? This is another one. NCLH. This is crossing down negative. And the airlines have been terrible. They all came out reporting. They're doing nothing. They're flat right now. Love, Southwest. It's American AAL. See, they made a one good move. They're very flat. They're very tough to trade. You're not getting much range on them. So Delta, what's that Del? You know, there you go here. So not much on them. Win. 70 line again. 70's trying to hold. There's a key line there. LDS. It's just, see, I don't like moves like this. See this? You're like oversold, but then you went up very fast, came back. Looks like we're slowly trying to go up, but it's very choppy action on these. Some other plays, Apple. The Apple went all the way up on this little run. Now we're sort of crossing down. What are we going to do here? It's the same with tech. Peloton has been on fire. Look at this. This is out of the wedge. Keeps going. I mean, this is crazy. This is going to crash hard too. This will crash probably like $30 when it eventually does. LMND coming back down. Rocket Mortgage. It's back down to 22. And then OX Imaging. Yes, it's chopping around here. So the swing plays are very tough right now. Like, because when the market went down, I mean, this big move down, this was a great move for some swing trades. They all had this pattern, and see, they were going up. Now we're back to this pattern where You know, the SPI is going back down. See right here, like, oh, it's going down, going down. You know, right here was a signal. We crossed up and made a nice run. And now we're coming back down. So what is the move? We're going to go a little bit down, sideways, even like this. And just take off higher. I don't see how we can. How are we just going to take off higher if nothing's leading the market? We don't have, you know, stimulus. There's nothing good in the market. There's nothing driving it. You know, tech was driving it before. So, you know, anytime we've been up here, we will go lower. What goes up must come down. Just how far down we get. We going to the 50 line, we go below. You know, it's tough to say. So again, you know, small caps, pre-market is your long small caps most of the time. They're fading right at the open pretty much, or a little bit later slightly. And then these other plays, tough to swing right now. Only specific stocks maybe. You know, the market needs to go up, I think, for a lot of these swings to work. Right now we're in sort of a down pattern. See the overall pattern too. See 2018, 2019, 2020, and we made a high again. We're going to keep making highs here, or we have to come back even further. You know, we really need to flush down probably to 300. This was a pretty good one, but you know, we need a really good one. There's the monthly. You know, monthly we're sort of sideways now, but the monthly looks negative because see this run up, and then it's sort of flattening. We're going sideways in stochastics. That's kind of weird there. So, you know, the next move in this would be down, which would mean, you know, that's very negative. The weekly's trying to cross up. So right now we'll see with this candle, we're going lower. We haven't had like a washout though. It's just down days 100, a few hundred, 3, 4, 500. So we'll see here. See if this goes back. Yeah, that's it for today. Please subscribe and like the channel. We are out for now. Peace.